Welcome back to Maswali Na Siasa on Mambo Zuri. Today we're at Mugithi night at the Golden Palace in Enfield. I'll be asking Kenyans their views on diaspora voting and whether they think it's okay that us in the UK get to vote while those in Kenya will feel the brunt of our decisions. So what are your views on diaspora voting? Do you think us in the UK should be able to vote or we shouldn't?
Yeah, I think it's important for us who is in the diaspora to vote. We should be given a voice. I mean, we see it with other countries like, for example, in the US, the citizens are able to vote even when they're outside of the US. So yeah, I think it's important for us to be able to vote.
Absolutely. Why should we not be able to vote? We're still Kenyans, at the end of the day. Yeah, we should be.
Voting is a different level. Like, to vote, I don't think people should be allowed to vote because we're not living there, or we're not used to that circumstance out there, especially if we've been, like me, I haven't been there for 10 years, so I would say I'm not allowed to vote. For the past 10 years, I don't know what's been going on. I see it on Facebook, I see it on the news, and I see all these different types of things, but I don't think I should be allowed to vote because I am not living that reality that they're living. So I am not, personally, I believe that I should not be allowed to vote because it won't affect me. There are things that will affect me, but it won't affect me fully.
Oh, definitely. To me, I think I'm a Kenyan. Whether I'm in the UK, whether I'm in the US, whether I'm in Ireland, I'm a Kenyan. And to be honest, most Kenyans here, most of our investment is in Kenya. So why shouldn't we? We have a right. And I'm still Kenyan anyway. The constitution changed. We have dual citizenship.
I think it's right only because I'm a Kenyan and I think it's just right for me to vote personally.
I believe that it's right because you got to remember that when we go back to Kenya, we have to follow their politics and their laws. So if we are allowed to vote into what actually happens in the country, we need to have a say of what happens in the country because we have to still go back to the country and actually follow what they do. Because I'm a Kenyan citizen, so I have a Kenyan ID, so I need to follow what they say. If I don't have a right on who votes, then why am I going back to follow their rules? Because I probably don't believe in the person that they have voted for. So I need to go back and vote on what they're saying and believe in what they're saying.
With the political situation in Kenya, sometimes, we all know how things can get a little bit tense in Kenya, especially at election time. Yeah. My issue is that if something was to happen in Kenya, for example, violence as a result of our votes.
Yes.
For example, if I vote for any leader and there's conflict in Kenya,
yeah,
but as a result of that conflict, I'm not being harmed. I'm not being affected because I'm here.
yes,
We're not being affected because we're here in the UK. We're all cozy. We voted online or wherever. Yeah. But the people on the ground in Kenya, those are the ones. Those are the people that are suffering. Do you think that matters at all?
Yeah, I think it matters because us who are in the diaspora, we're sort of exposed. So we know we're not dealing with the politics about tribes or leaders from whichever community. So it's all about issues. So we're voting on issues that will improve the country, will improve the life of the common man. So I don't think it might happen there, maybe some violence which will happen there, but us who are in the diaspora, we sort of have an advantage because we know how things are supposed to run.
How we vote for the right people, maybe.
Exactly, so it will be a sad situation if that happens, but that's why we really need this voice to be able to make the changes that seem fit for the country.
You're voting, not to cause. You got no influence. You got no influence. For your vote. Your vote got no influence. Whatsoever. Whatever happens in Kenya. That you're voting for your best interest. For the good. Not for the bad. You're not causing you're not voting to cause, conflicts and all that. No, yeah.
You're talking about directly being involved, but like for example, myself, I'm the only one out of the country. Like my mom, my sisters, my brothers are all in Kenya. So for you to say I wouldn't be affected directly is irrelevant, because I am. Most of my family is there. Most of my investment is there. If today you decide to ban Nakuru, most of my investment is in Nakuru. What do you mean I'm not affected? I am affected.
As we've seen, the majority of Kenyans here are for diaspora voting. But for me, a few issues still remain, such as we will never be fully held accountable for the issues that arise after our voting here in the diaspora. Also, will Kenyans at home ever feel like we are fully engaged with issues that are going on back home? Are we really, really Kenyan to them? Until next time, Ian Adongo for Mambo Zuri.